out and pull this apart. So here's our leak right here. See it right behind that first fin. Hopefully that's the only one. Time will tell. Take apart this panel again in the hopes that I can remove that insulation block and have a view inside. There we go. Come on, buddy. Oh yeah. There we go. Sweet. Yeah. Now we are inside the machine. Give you a look up inside. There's the two bundles for the heater. Let's see, flame sensor back there. Oh, excellent. See what's next here. I need to be able to kind of get in there a little bit better. I'm guessing my leak is up under there, and that's why the water was showing all the way across that point. So kind of tight quarters down the side here. Like this bracket also has some screws passing through the inside, so I have to see if I can remove those from inside here. It looks like right here, maybe. Make sure that that's where we're at. By peeking on this side, we'll see if that. Oh yeah. That's them. Easier to get inside there to the heat exchanger. We'll just pull all the block material out, all the insulation out, get down to that darn heat exchanger. Expensive part, that heat exchanger. Be about $2 grand for a new one. And this is a new heater, fairly new heater, so I'd rather fix it if I can. I used to have these old Teledyne Lars heaters and fixed those. Fixed one leaking heat exchanger once just by tightening up the gaskets that are on the side of the headers. Then I had another one and the heat exchanger itself was leaking, and I attempted to repair it, but it didn't work out. But sometimes you don't have much to lose. Sometimes you do. Got to make a judgment call on what's going on, but on that Teledyne Lars, that thing was like 25 years old, so I guess it was time. Anyway, I should be able to remove this metal pan now, in theory. That was just a theory. So maybe we can remove the whole insulation block now. Oh yeah. Definitely been getting wet. Okay. And now, good thing I wore gloves. Here. And off. You can definitely hear it. Now that it's off. Water drip right there. I'm going to turn it back on. Hopefully you got a good view there. You can tell me where it's leaking from. There you go. Oh, there it is, right there. Oh joy. Yep, there's our leak. Okay, so I'm gonna go get my gear and see if I can repair it. Okay, got pretty lucky. Came back for lunch and it's in the shade now, so that is nice. I think this is a 14 millimeter, which will work just right there for this one. I'm going to relieve the pressure up top even though it's been off for a while. There we go. Back to my 14 millimeter here. Loosen up the bottom one also. So this is a header, and this is an ASME certified heater, which is required for commercial pools. A couple different options for running this in here. I've seen them run with copper and CPVC, which is a little bit stronger than PVC for heater applications. So the nipple that goes into there is CPVC. Anyway, it's just got these two bolts that hold it in, and it's got a gasket in between here. This side is a pretty tight install. The other side I could probably use my socket set to be able to loosen it there, but this particular side was just too tight. I was lucky to be able to get it off, I suppose. I actually had a leak right here a few, maybe 8 months ago, and what I did is I filled it with this special leak repair stuff. It's like stronger super glue, and it's kept it good for a long time. Okay, there's that. I need to get my socket set. I'm going to loosen this by hand. I guess I'll get my socket set. Speed things up in the long run. Okay. Let's make it faster. There. label here, inlet and outlet. See how that works out. Okay. So now our inlet and outlet disconnected here. Top, so we'll lose it. Okay. Now here comes the fun. Got wiring here. Wiring here. Hopefully we can just tilt it. Tip it. So bottom side. There it is. Hole right here. Nicely, nice and visible. Right down there. See it? All we gotta do is plug that. Not get lucky just yet. So the tricky part is going to be getting in there to sand it and tear off a little piece of sandpaper here. Clean it up real good. See if I can put it on the end of my screwdriver. Got to do is seal that. Too easy to get in there. It seems about as good as I'm going to get. Now I'm going to tilt it to the right. Try to make sure all the water's drained out. I don't want it to, as I heat it up, come flowing back through and bubble out through the hole. I think that's going to have to do. Now it's time for a little torch, a little silver solder. I normally use oxygen and acetylene for this, but I actually don't want to heat this up too much because I don't want to melt the gaskets on the other side. So today what I'm using is MAP gas. It should be just hot enough for a small job like this, a tiny job. If this was any bigger, probably wouldn't work. Get right down there. Got to fill our hole. I think that's going to do it. Hopefully. Time's going to tell. So it actually... Okay. Moment of testing. Let it cool down a bit. Water. It's definitely hot. Ready to flip it back over, set it right. Gotta watch the fingers. Gaskets back in. That one. Bolts. If we have any leaks, we'll need to follow this up with some silicone lube on these gaskets. I think we'll be okay. 12 easy. I'll settle for a few. This one I did get lucky on some of them. Good idea to alternate tightening. So only one side isn't getting tightened while everything else is getting excluded. It's good to kind of alternate back and forth. I just lucked out on timing. The shade is here. I'm grateful for that. Getting a tiny bit of a breeze now. That'll work. Let's hope this repair holds. Hopefully I got it there. Silver solder. Did a hydronic supply coil once. Hydronic coil with silver solder, and it's held all these years. So hopefully this will work. Hopefully it helps some of you out there that have a leaky heat exchanger. Again, not always the easiest thing to fix. It is an expensive repair. It's about $2 grand for a new heat exchanger, maybe $1,800. Over tighten this. I just want to tighten these snug, and then we'll leak test it, and then I'll come back and tighten it more if need be. If you see any leak in there, then I'll just tighten more at that point. Again, because if it didn't work, we need to take it apart again. So now we're about ready to turn on the water. Got my air bleed release valve open. Pump's starting to prime. Here's the air bleed relief valve. Ah, we still got a bad leak. Doggone it. Okay. Round 2. Turn the water back off and try again. it.